Good evening. I'm Mitch Gross, the proud principal of Iowa City West High School, and it is my distinct honor to be here with you all this evening on this 3rd of June, 2023, to celebrate this important milestone. For those of you who are able, please rise for the procession of the 55th graduating class of Iowa City West High School as they enter the arena to Pomp and Circumstance, played by the West High Orchestra under the direction of Mr. John Welch. Please be seated. members of the Board of Education, Superintendent Degner, distinguished faculty, staff, parents, family, friends, and yes, West High seniors, welcome to the commencement exercises for the class of 2023. Thank you for joining us this evening. I know that with the construction, it might have been a little difficult and not the easiest way to get in here, but as inconvenient as it's been, imagine if today we were at Hawkeye Carver given the temperatures. So we are very, very thankful that we are here in this air-conditioned Xtream arena. Future graduates, at some point tonight, I hope that you will take a moment to show gratitude to those whose guidance, support, and love have shepherded you along the way. For many of you, those people are gathered with us this evening. Today is about taking the time to reflect on the voyage you and your classmates embarked on 13 years ago as you began your formal education, and more specifically, 4 years ago as you walked through the doors of 2901 Melrose for the first time. At that moment, if somebody would have told you that your high school experience will be unlike any of the other high school classes in the history of the United States, you would have laughed and scoffed. During your 9th grade year, the school year ground to a halt after spring break as the world became besieged by a global pandemic. Masks, social distancing, and Zoom became the new normal. Your sophomore year started with the same amount of uncertainty and angst. Would you spend your year online? Or would you come to school in person on a hybrid schedule? Mondays and Tuesdays were A, Thursdays and Fridays were B, and Wednesdays were alternating between A and B. Do you remember that? And although for the most part, we all started school together on the first day of your junior year, none of us were the same, and it showed. Many have argued that the 21-22 school year was the toughest ever to befall upon public education. We were all doing our best to push forward. We were all struggling to recalibrate the cadence that had guided our lives prior to the pandemic and all of the negative byproducts it had spawned. And that brings us to this year, your senior year. Once again, a pandemic tried to rear its ugly head, but senioritis was never able to fully take root, the last 3 weeks being the exception. Obviously, I'm every member of the class of 2023's principal. I've been with you for 4 of the past 5 years in an administrative capacity. But many of you also know me as a father, as Zola's dad. So let me pass on to you some insight and perspective that is a mixture of parent and principal. If you paid attention to my previous commencement addresses, which I'm sure all of you have, you'll be aware that the history teacher in me is alive and well, and that I try to make connections with the graduating class with something that has happened from the past, and I try to weave that into what that may mean for the future. Last year, I spoke about the lost generation and how the lost generation became the greatest generation, and it was my hope that the class of 2022 would follow suit. So as I began preparing my words today, I was striving to find someone in history who would serve as my inspiration. Who did I associate with the class of 2023? Rosa Parks, Amelia Earhart, Albert Einstein, T. Swizzle? None of those. And yet never in my wildest dreams did I think the person that I would land on was President Warren Harding. Some of you at this moment might be thinking you wish you paid better attention in American studies. Most historians have ranked Harding as one of our nation's worst presidents. So then why am I invoking him today? What does Warren Harding have to do with the class of 2023? Harding started off very well. How his presidency ended and is remembered, that's a whole nother matter. And I'm happy to expand on that with anybody who wants to after the ceremony. In 1920, the country was reeling and recovering from World War I and the great influenza pandemic of 1918. Harding ran for president under a simple yet powerful campaign slogan of a return to normalcy. Amidst the turbulence of the time, it was not a call for extravagance or grandiosity, but rather a call for calmness, stability, and a return to the normal, everyday life that people had yearned for after the tumult that America had just endured. Harding won in a landslide, and the U.S. began to settle back into pre-war, pre-pandemic life. You, the class of 2023, whether you intended for it or not, have led West High into its own return to normalcy campaign, and a very successful one at that. Because of your perseverance, concerts, games, performances, dances, all returned to pre-pandemic levels. In fact, we were able to enjoy the best, in fact, the most magical night of the year, Snowco. Okay, maybe everything wasn't as awesome as I'm making it out to be, but regardless, the class of 2023 will be remembered for getting West back on track, for getting our school back to normal. And at a place where our mantra is where excellence is a tradition, normalcy isn't usually the aspiration our school strives for. But given where we'd been, being normal never felt so good. You, the class of 2023, you are stepping into a world that is just beginning to rediscover itself after a challenging period. As Instagram and TikTok are swarming you with images and stories of students who are ready to embark on a new bold and independent path of adventure, who cannot wait to get the heck out of high school, it is okay if you find yourself yearning for the school that you're graduating from today. The familiar hallways of West, the staff who you've connected with, and my soothing voice reciting the Pledge of Allegiance each and every day. What I'm trying to convey is there will be times when the world seems overwhelming, when college, your job, or whatever is next for you seems like an insurmountable obstacle. In those trying times, it is okay to chase the comfort of the familiar. It is okay to seek your own return to normalcy. And if you ever need to return to normalcy, it doesn't mean that you failed. It doesn't mean that you're stagnant. Sometimes returning to normalcy is providing yourself a chance to renew your spirit, to crystallize your thoughts, to find stability amongst chaos, and to discover the solace of familiarity amongst perpetual change. Let me be clear, in no way am I saying you should shun the exceptional. This class has demonstrated that you have the capacity to achieve great things. Right now, the French Open tennis tournament is being played in Paris in a stadium named after French aviator and World War I hero Roland Garros. Inscribed on the wall of the stadium is a quote of Garros's: "Victory belongs to the most tenacious." I implore you to stay tenacious. Find your moxie, hone in on your grit. It's what our boys' tennis team did on Thursday when they, as underdogs, won the state championship. It's what our debate team did earlier this year when they won a state championship. It's what our math team did just last month when they won the national championship. And it's what our boys' soccer team is trying to do right now as we speak. Iowa City West is built upon an edifice of championships and accolades. But as you enter into this new and exciting chapter of your life, I ask that you focus on being a champion for others. Author and scholar Ibram Kendi said this, quote, "I am for truth, no matter who tells it. I am for justice, no matter who it is for or against. I am a human being first and foremost, and as such, I am for whoever and whatever benefits humanity as a whole." There are so many in our world, in our nation, and most definitely in our state who need a champion. As you leave here today, ponder on what West High has taught you, on the education you've received. You have been given the tools to construct change, to create a more empathetic, kinder, and understanding world. You have the potential to turn stories with heartbreaking beginnings into ones with heartwarming endings. You will be amazed at what you're able to accomplish when you employ dogged determination as you work to fulfill your dreams. Do this, and you will be staring down a future steeped in confidence and hope, rather than regret and uncertainty. Do this, and you will feel empowered and fulfilled that you have made our world a better place by improving the human condition. The West High School faculty and staff are littered with champions who have dedicated their careers to doing just that. As the principal of this high school, I could not be more proud to work with such amazing people. And as the father of a graduate, and on behalf of all the parents and guardians, we could not be more thankful to have had our children inspired, guided, and nurtured by your kindness, compassion, and encouragement. Teachers, counselors, paraeducators, school nurses, administrators, custodians, food service workers, and secretaries, at this time, please rise. And graduates and attendees, please take a moment to show your appreciation and love for the faculty and staff at West High School. I also want to take a moment to extend a token of gratitude to our 12 staff members who are retiring after Tuesday's last day of school and are taking with them just over 360 years of combined experience and service to West High School. Guidance counselors Paul Breitbach and Kay DeLeo, special ed teachers Steve Gibson and Bob Wagner, English teachers Tom Lindsay and Darcy Widoff, band teacher Rob Med, Spanish teacher and women's soccer coach Dave Rosenthal, social studies teacher Gary Nugel, science teacher Michelle Wickner, custodian Ron Melsha, and last but not least, our queen, Marlisa Beatty. Please give these retirees a round of applause. For obvious reasons, I have a deep connection to this class. You have given me so much, and you have done more for me than you'll ever know. Just one example, and I will always remember this moment, that occurred a few days after I came back to West as principal in 2020. I had been on the job for just over a week, and I was attending the first football game of the year. It was West versus Liberty at Liberty. It was COVID, so no fans were allowed in. I was watching the game from the sideline when a player was injured during play. After the training staff got the player back to the bench, I went over to see what was going on and to see if the player needed anything since there were no parents. When the player took off his helmet, he looked up at me and said, "Oh, Mr. Gross, I'm so glad you're back at West. I've missed you." That student, who will be receiving his diploma today, had no idea how much his words meant to me. At a time when I was having serious doubts and suffering from a lack of confidence about whether or not I was the right person for this job, or could I even do this job, his words energized me and provided me the reassurance that yes, I could. This class has transformed our hallways into memory lanes that have been filled with laughter, learning, tears of joy, and at times, tears of sorrow, but hopefully and most importantly, lifelong friendships. I did not need to ask ChatGPT about this class. It's clear as crystal that you are destined to do great things, and I'm so proud and humbled to have been a small part of your journey. To the class of 2023, I will cherish you always and forever. Thank you. Last year, a new tradition was born, the graduation poem. Moving forward, each year a West High senior will write a poem that they dedicate to their class. The student will then recite the poem at the commencement ceremony. This year's class poet is Heidi Dew. Heidi is the winner of the American Voices Medal, which is a national award given to about 40 students out of 250,000 submissions. And she was also the recipient of the National Scholastic Art and Writing Award, which she received last summer at a ceremony in New York City. Heidi will be continuing her education, studying biomedical science with minors in history and chemistry while on a pre-med track at the University of Iowa. Please welcome Heidi Du to the podium as the 2023 graduation poem entitled Autumn.
Hello, my name is Heidi Du, and here is the poem I wrote for this year's graduating class titled Autumn. When we were 14, our world was yellow and green. Sunburnt and starstruck on the sidewalk, breathless and dizzy with hope and kingdom. We bore a crest of youth. 7 months passed so quickly you'd think the earth was spinning with us. When we were names in the middle of a black box, our features were reduced to pixels. We saw ourselves reflected, nesting dolls in the mirror, wondering which screen would show us our true picture. When we were eyes peeking over a curtain, we had no scripts, no plot, and no director. Only spotlights, cameras, and an orchestra with no music to read. An infinite intermission. We walked across a stage of glass, barefoot and tiptoeing through a sea of paper stars. We'd grown used to not being seen. But now we faced an audience of eyes just as lost as ours. When we shrug off our cloaks of adolescence, which we say will be tonight, but won't be for some time. When time is tangible, ours to sculpt, and we are at the helm of our own becoming, we'll find what we were always looking for. Time isn't a ticking clock, it's a state of being, Gawande says. For the present moment as it passes is only part of an odyssey. Nothing gold can stay, Frost says, for time behaves in waves, each pushing the next forward, and the horizon stays suspended. But dawn always breaks the rhythm we grew so familiar with. Perhaps tarnishing is gold's most beautiful property. Thank you.
Thank you, Heidi. It is now my pleasure to introduce Joseph Alarape, the president of the senior class. It's students like Joseph who make this day bittersweet. On one hand, we're so happy for him and excited for his future. But on the other hand, we will deeply miss the way in which he brightens our school with his immense musical talent. Watching Joseph perform on the show choir stage is magical. His commitment to the arts is unwavering. He is an all-state vocalist, and it should come as no surprise that he was one of 2 winners of the National School Choral Award. Joseph will be attending the University of Iowa, where he plans to study computer engineering. Please welcome to the podium the senior class president, Joseph Alarape.
Before I begin, if I stutter or voice crack, you cannot laugh. Anyway, good evening, families, friends, educators, alumni, and students. Notice how I didn't say graduates because we haven't gotten our diplomas yet. What's the saying? It's not over until it's over. We'll see who makes it out of here tonight. Regardless, let's give a huge thank you and round of applause for those who have supported us soon-to-be graduates for the next past 18 years. So, what now? We're literally minutes away from crossing the finish line, and you have to listen to this goofy goober for the next 3 to 5 minutes. But let's face it, for the past 18-ish years, we've been subject to a constant flow of education through this system. Well, besides COVID. And while easy isn't the first word that comes to mind to describe our experience, I hope you can think back to your freshman year self and see how far we've come. If you've spoken to me for any reasonable amount of time, you'd know that I've definitely had an easy time crafting the speech. How do I address the class of 23? That is the question I've asked myself throughout this entire process. Is it through reminding them of the future stake we hold in this world, or that we've been lucky enough to walk across the stage and receive a diploma from our teachers that signifies, oh joy, we're no longer responsible for grading your late work from God knows how long it was due? But how do I address the class of 23? Do I fake it and ask ChatGPT to write an encouraging speech that can be read in 3 to 5 minutes that's just under 1,000 words? Which I actually did, by the way. It was surprisingly pretty good. Or maybe I was supposed to come up with some inspirational quotes from the web and translate them into how we should live our lives as we go our separate ways. A cliche idea, but it has been successful in years past. So questions still persist. How do I address the class of 23? Maybe it's through helping ourselves recognize that we are enough for any and every brick wall that we encounter in this short life. That no matter how many times it beats the ever-living tar out of us, that we can always get back up and try again. Or maybe it's to help us realize that whatever lies beyond turning this tassel from right to left, that we do have the talent, we do have the skill, and we do have the passion to be greater than we can ever dream ourselves to be. But that doesn't feel right. Incredibly still, I ponder with distress and dissatisfaction. How do I address the class of 23? Perhaps it's remembering the lives of Dylan, Owen, and Charlie, and everyone else we've lost along this journey. That although they are no longer with us physically, perhaps one of the best ways to honor and remember them is that we keep pressing on in this short life we live. Not just because it's necessary, but so we can hold those not with us forever in our memories as we continue to make new ones. Maybe it will be difficult. Maybe we will fail. Maybe we'll reach our breaking point as the darkness so overwhelming seems to take up over everything, up to the point that we cannot even breathe. So how do I address us? It's by saying it's time. It's our time. Our time to rise up and seize our true destinies from the clutches of the dark. That no matter how many mistakes we've made, the fears we've overcome, and the tools we've collected, and the many more mistakes we will make, it has brought us to this moment. So now I ask you, why can't it take us further? Mr. Enriquez, one of the choir directors here at West High, sat the show choir down one rehearsal in one evening. And although I don't know remember what he was talking about because I wasn't paying attention, I remember he gave this quote from Dr. King. And it states, "Time itself is neutral. It can be either used destructively or constructively." He later goes on to say that without the hard work, time itself becomes an ally of the forces of social stagnation. We must use time creatively and acknowledge that the time is always ripe to do right. Look again to the people around you. This is our time. It doesn't start tomorrow, it doesn't start next year, it starts now. So as I finish the epilogue of the book of senior year, let us start page 1 of a new tomorrow that starts today. Godspeed, class of 2023. It was an honor. Thank you.
At this time, will members of the Senior Music Ensemble please make their way to the risers? Maya Chu is the senior class vice president. Maya doesn't hesitate getting involved. If there is a significant event going on at West, Maya is close by. She's the feature editor for the award-winning West Side Story. Maya will be continuing her education at Princeton University, where she'll be majoring in economics. Please welcome to the podium the Vice President of the senior class, Maya Chiu.
Good evening, friends, family, faculty, and my fellow members of the class of 2023. I'm honored and grateful to be standing here with you all, turning the final page of our West High story. As we look back on the last 4 chapters, we'll remember the highs, making All-State or setting a PR, and the lows, online school or getting posted on the West High Sleeping Instagram. But even with all of these moments, a great plot is nothing without great characters. One character in particular has stood out to many of us, so much so that we chose him to speak tonight despite knowing him for only a couple of years. Whether you took one of the array of English classes he's taught, from World Lit to media literacy to creative writing, begged for his help on college application essays like I did, or were lucky enough to simply interact with him in the hallways, I'll bet this teacher positively impacted a lot of your stories. I interviewed him for this speech a couple weeks ago, and I asked how he would describe his philosophy on teaching. His response was, quote, "Education is the purest form of humanity." What makes this teacher special is his genuine commitment to his students' growth, both intellectually and personally. When he grades papers, his comments aren't limited to the constraints of a rubric. Instead, he provides personalized advice for growth. When I tagged along with my friends to his 6th-period World Lit class last year, he didn't ask if I had a pass or somewhere else to be. He asked for my name. When the bell rings at the end of each day, he doesn't leave immediately or lock up his doors. He welcomes students in for help with writing, life advice, or just a lively place to gather. This teacher always says that he works for us, not the other way around. With that being said, let's welcome Mr. Darian Robbins to the stage for one last assignment from the class of 2023. Thank you.
Whew. Sorry, my speech is in here somewhere. There we go. Oh, I should not have made eye contact with a couple of you. That's gonna make this hard. Parents, guardians, and supporters of the graduates in this room, thank you for guiding these young people through the dark while entirely blinded yourself. I think that's probably always how parenting feels to a certain extent, but certainly few dark paths have ever been so treacherous and twisting as these last 4 years have been. I am so grateful for and humbled by you. Young scholars, this speech is not good enough for you, but what speech could be? Thank you for inviting me to speak to you one last time. One of the great tragedies of teaching is that every year I meet a group of young people who, for a year or two, are some of the most important people in my life. And then they leave. And I don't usually see them ever again. And I miss them. I'm grateful and honored to speak and have one more day with you. I want to speak to 2 things that we learned together in these last 4 years, 2 truths that I've heard you verbalize and write about and talk to me about often. You already know these. But these truths, like most truths, seem almost obvious once you've learned them, and so dangerously obvious that once you've learned them, they can become dangerously easy to forget, to let them fade into our perspective's periphery and away entirely. I think it's key that we hold these truths firmly in front of us. The first thing that we learn together is that places are made of people. When I tell you that West High will never be the same without you, I mean it quite literally. West High is not a building, not bricks and metal. Every year at every high school I've ever taught at, there are a few inevitable moments in which a frustrated student says to me, "Ugh, I hate this school." And I, somewhat insufferably, have to reply, "Dude, you are this school." It is an admittedly annoying response, but it is often necessary to finding a path forward. But you already know this. You know this, that places are made of people. Because for a while, West High was literally not a building. It was a series of Canvas pages and Zoom meetings, and mostly it was people. And I still liked it because I still liked you. And I liked talking to your black boxes and chat spams, and this chat that was spammed with both interpretations of Macbeth and opinions on whether or not it was too weird to eat spaghetti during our 9 a.m. class. It was not, they decided. When we met in that digital place, we felt the constraints of our physical world, how we dressed, how we looked, who we sat by. We felt those melt away until all that was left was us, people, our ideas and self in the shape of words. And that clarified how unimportant all that physical stuff was to begin with. What really shapes a place is the people in it. I mean, the best date of my life was not at a Michelin star restaurant or a romantic getaway. It was at the Steak and Shake in Coralville. And you may leave here and go to the coolest and most cultured college, to a city that never sleeps, to an exotic beach. And I assure you, those places will be just as susceptible to the possibility of being wildly boring, of leaving you just as full of existential dread as a long checkout line at the grocery store. Because what really matters is not where you are, it is just who you are with. And that includes being with your own self. And because places are made of people, you can change them. You can create any kind of place that you want to. You had to look out at a wild and nebulous world these last few years. But that means you know how malleable it is. You know that any part of it that once seemed rigid and unchangeable is in fact quite changeable. The second truth is almost paradoxical to the first. Just as places are made of people, people are made by places. There are hundreds of versions of this truth, usually phrased as an aphorism like Winston Churchill's "We shape our buildings and afterwards our buildings shape us," or the media literacy maxim, "We shape our tools and then our tools shape us." When a town builds a library, its citizens will become more scholarly and knowledgeable. When people invented the radio and television, we shifted from a nation of people who play sports to a nation of people who mostly watch sports. When we built the internet, we took this principle to its maximal conclusion. We built a second world. And this second world is far bigger than the physical one. And the places in this digital world do not work like physical places. And smartphones aren't just one tool shaping us, but a Swiss Army knife of hundreds of tools. The internet, this new place and every space within it, has changed people, sometimes in ways that have left us feeling empty or worse, unable to recognize what is missing within us, and sometimes in ways that are powerful and absolutely beautiful. But you already know this too. You are the first generation to truly grow up with one foot in the physical world and the other in the digital world. And then you spent 2 of your formative years with both feet mostly in the digital world. And that awareness of what is actually changing in the digital age is your power, because you know how to construct these places, how to choose which ones to enter, and how to navigate them more adeptly and carefully than the generations before you. The great British poet John Keats tells us that any proverb is no proverb until your life has illustrated it, that nothing ever becomes real until we experience it. And your life has certainly illustrated these two truths. You just finished what was hopefully the weirdest high school experience that any graduating class will ever have. I hope things get significantly more precedented from here on out. I'd like to hear the word unprecedented once every year or 3 maximum. But all of those unprecedented times we faced, all of the strife, struggle, and sorrow cannot be changed now. And now is not the time for what-ifs with our necks craned over our shoulders. Today we take that past with us, and we ask what if with our eyes peering over the horizon, our minds fixated on what could be there. You have so much unprecedented clarity and insight, so much perspective to offer a world so desperately in need of perspective. I do want to hear the word unprecedented more, but I want to hear it describing you. I want to hear it because you are out there using the insight and perspective you've gained, working together to create an unprecedented and better place for the people in it. I can't wait, but I will, anxiously and excitedly. Thank you.
At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce to you the Senior Music Ensemble under the direction of Mr. Luigi Enriquez as they perform Unwritten.
Staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find, reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it, release your inhibitions. I am unwritten, can't read my mind, I'm undefined. I'm just beginning, pens in my head, ending unplanned. Staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find, reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Touch yourself in words unspoken, live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins, the rest is still unwritten. Oh, staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find, reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it, release your inhibitions. Staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find, reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it, release your inhibitions. Staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find.
The West High Distinguished Alumni Award is the highest honor our school bestows. This award is presented to a West alumnus who has made a significant contribution in their career to making a positive difference in the world. This year, our recipient is Sungmin Kim of the West High class of 2003. Sungmin holds a BA in Journalism and Political Science from the University of Iowa and a Master's in Journalism from American University. She began her career as a journalist working for several esteemed newspapers, including the Des Moines Register, the St. Petersburg Times, the St. Paul Pioneer Press, and USA Today. However, it was her work at the Washington Post that put Sungmin on the face of journalism, where she was the lead reporter on 3 Supreme Court confirmations, former President Trump's relationship with Congress, and President Biden's legislative agenda. Last summer, she joined the Associated Press as the senior White House reporter. She is the current president of the Washington Press Club Foundation and a longtime member of the Asian American Journalists Association. Sungmin serves on the advisory board for the University of Iowa's Political Science Department and is active in mentoring the next generation of journalists. On behalf of Iowa City West High School, it is my honor and pleasure to present the 2023 Distinguished Alumni Award to Sungmin Kim.
All right. To West High's graduating class of 2023, to your friends, family, and to the teachers and staff at this wonderful school, congratulations. We are all so proud of you. So when I was 16 years old and a junior here, so that was more than 20 years ago, I had already wanted to be a journalist for years. I loved to write and talk to people. I was a little nosy, and I absolutely loved working at the West Side Story, which I had joined my freshman year. I loved the friends that I had made, the late night pay stubs that we had, the stories we would gleefully write that would sometimes make the administration a little angry at us. So in my junior year, I knew that the next step in my growing journalism career would be to, of course, be the editor-in-chief of the West Side Story. I thought at the time, who could do the job better than me? This was going to be my springboard to working on my college newspaper, doing great internships, and eventually becoming a correspondent at any of the big news organizations, whether it was Chicago or New York or Washington. So I think you guys can see where this is going. I did not get editor-in-chief that senior year. And in a little bit of a plot twist, it was my boyfriend at the time who got the job instead. We're not together anymore. Well, I was absolutely devastated. I cried constantly. My mom was worried about me. I did not eat food for a week. And at the ripe old age of 16 years old, I thought my journalism career was over before it even began. And I laugh thinking about that 16-year-old Sungmin who obviously was a tad melodramatic and really could not see what her future held in store for her. That Sungmin did not know the unbelievable opportunities that she would get to have in her future. You know, first as a congressional reporter for Politico, now as and then as a Washington Post reporter covering the White House, and now covering the White House at the Associated Press. And it's there, you know, I get to travel all across the country and all across the world with the President of the United States, regularly flying on Air Force One, asking questions of presidents, whether it's of the United States or from foreign countries, and really be at the front row of history, whether it's the front row of the press galleries at the Capitol where senators are voting on monumental legislation, the front row of the White House press briefing room, and sometimes the front row in a little bit more unusual circumstances, such as getting pushed around by North Korean security guards at the DMZ when President Trump decided to go there one afternoon. And I was lucky to start building the foundations of my future at West High School, whether it's learning the fundamentals of journalism at the West Side Story, learning how to be a better writer through my English courses, really becoming passionate about music as a member of the orchestra and using music now as an outlet when my job gets a little bit stressful, and learning the value of teamwork and perseverance through the volleyball team, even because journalism, especially at the Associated Press, is truly a team sport. And it was actually through one of my classes in high school, AP Government with Mr. Shutt, that made me realize I was really interested in learning how our government works, which eventually led me to a career covering Congress and the White House. I'm sure this sounds cheesy to many of you sitting in the audience, but some of the basic lessons that you learned here at West High School, in Iowa City, and in our community, you really will carry those lessons with you for the rest of your lives. The value of hard work and humility, the importance of community and diversity and acceptance, and just how far a solid education can carry you in life. You know, now I live in Washington, D.C., where people from all over the country and all over the world have come to pursue politics, public service, and their passions about making this world a better place. But the more years that I live and work in Washington, D.C., I realize how lucky I was to grow up in Iowa City, a community that really instilled all those values that I just mentioned. And you know, if your time in high school or in Iowa City wasn't always happy or frustrating or even isolating, I really want to emphasize that life just continues to get better after high school. You know, once you're done with high school, you will have the freedom to pursue your own interests and your own passions. You will meet new people, some of whom who will become your lifelong friends and networks of support. You will encounter obstacles that will only make you stronger. And high school, even if it was great, shouldn't be the best years of your life. Whether you stay here and deepen your roots in Iowa, move across the country, or even around the world, I wish for all of you sitting here today a fulfilling future where the sky really is the limit, because it really is. All of you have the skills to succeed in whatever you want to do in life, because you are sitting here today about to get your diplomas, which represent the really great, well-rounded education that you got here. And all of us here will be cheering you on, whether it's your parents, your siblings, your teachers, and definitely me. And we can't wait to see what your future holds for you. Thank you. Oh, this fell off like 3 times.
Thank you so much, Sungmin. This senior class has not only adhered to our tradition of academic excellence, but you've taken it to a whole nother level. Before you, we have 111 students graduating with highest of honors. That means they've attained a GPA of 4.0 or above. At this time, I ask all students who are wearing the highest academic honors medallion to please stand and be recognized for this incredible achievement. Thank you. Now I get the pleasure to introduce to you our superintendent, or as you know as him, the guy who decides if we have school tomorrow due to snow. Please welcome to the podium Iowa City Community School Superintendent Matt Degner.
All right, guys, I promise we're about to the good part here. Thank you, Mr. Gross. I'm honored to be here with all of you and like to begin by extending a few thank yous to those with us today. The Board of Education for the Iowa City Community School District, I'd like to thank them for the time they take to volunteer to lead our district. I'd also like to give a special thank you to our staff and their commitment to excellence again this past year. To the parents, friends, and loved ones of all of our graduates today, thank you for the role that you've played in helping them achieve this important milestone in their lives. They could not have done it without you. Finally, to you, the graduates, thank you and congratulations. You are why we are here as a school district. You are our purpose, and seeing you here today affirms that for all of us and brings us a tremendous amount of joy. I could not be more proud of you and your achievement. The word commencement means a beginning or a start. So while this occasion recognizes the completion of your education in our district, it's truly a new beginning and the start of the next step in your journey. My hope is that the successful culmination of your school experience propels you to achieve your goals and dreams. Whether you realize it now or later, you'll be brought back to many moments and memories from this time in your life. Many people have helped you get to this point. The realization that we can't and really do not do anything alone is an important lesson for all of us to remember. Please take time to tell each and every one of those people that helped you in this journey, thank you, and share with them the impact they have made on you. Also, let us remember and not forget those that are not able to be here to celebrate with us today, and let their impact be long-lasting. Give your children two things, roots and wings. This is a quote that we have hanging on the living room in our home. I've always particularly enjoyed this quote because of what it means to me as a parent and as an educator. Our job is to help our children grow through successes and failures, to one day leave the proverbial nest and fly away to achieve new heights. We also feel responsible for providing a place for you to come back to if you need or choose to do so. When I consider what this means to you, the graduates, I want you to know that the roots you've established here in the Iowa City Community School District are so strong. You may not fully comprehend it, but you've been afforded an incredible opportunity to grow in this amazing community and be educated in this district. This community is one that prides itself in academic excellence with the Big Ten Research One University in its downtown. We appreciate and honor all aspects of diversity and look for ways to improve the experience for all, priding ourselves on the inclusive culture that we have created. This community celebrates the arts and is a thriving space for creativity and a budding entrepreneurial spirit looking towards the future of what's next. If you like festivals, we've got it. If you like outdoors and athletics, we've got it. If you like extreme heat and humidity and blizzards in the winter, we have that too. But in all seriousness, it welcomes us with a not too big, not too small feel that we've all come to know as home. Whether you're a graduate from Hills, Coralville, Iowa City, University Heights, rural Johnson County, North Liberty, or elsewhere, you are all a part of this community and the Iowa City Community School District. The group of educators in this district are the very best in the state and have worked tirelessly to prepare you for the next step in your journey. The depth and breadth of opportunities you have here are unparalleled and should provide you with great certainty that you are ready. There's an old adage adopted from the title of a 1940 Thomas Wolfe novel that states you can never go home again. I do not buy into this because the truth is you can. And while all of us know you'll go on to do great things and achieve amazing milestones, I hope you do come home again. The lasting roots you and others have established in this community are strong and will remain planted here to support you. However, we all know what's next for you is now the part where you get to use your wings. So while we never want to forget where you came from, please never lose sight of where you're going. I want you all to fly high, set big goals, be curious, work hard, be kind, be confident, be loyal, stand up for what you believe in, stay humble, make genuine connections, put good people in your life, and be bold. In this class, we'll have scientists, musicians, doctors, artists, lawyers, architects, social media influencers, educators, skilled laborers, engineers, military service members, entrepreneurs, and creators. Whatever path you choose to follow, find your passion and follow it. I hope that we've helped you narrow that focus during your time with us in the district, but keep searching for it if you're not sure. Many times people ask me how I handle the stresses and pressures of this job, how I deal with the negativity or the host of problems that come our way. And for me, the answer is always simple. I love kids. I love that every day we have the chance to improve the system and experience for thousands of students. That is what I love. What do you love? What are you passionate about? Keep searching and keep dreaming. The sky is the limit. In the end, I believe this is where you'll find your happiness. Do not listen to what society tells us happiness looks, or do not listen to what society tells us success or happiness looks like. It's not more money, a bigger house, or the materialistic signs that we've all seen and heard. One of the most respected spiritual and political leaders of the 1900s, Mahatma Gandhi, said that happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony. The people that have supported you in this achievement want this for you too. I believe in each and every one of you and know that you too can align what you think, what you say, and what you do in this life. Finally, it's highly likely, if not a certainty, this is the last time you'll all be together in the same place. Although judging by some daily attendance reports, it might be a first too. But seriously, this thought probably strikes different emotions for some of you. I know some of you are beyond excited and cannot wait for what is next. Some of you may be fearful and anxious. Others of you may be nostalgic and sad. There's no wrong way to feel about it, but it is a fact. Look at those seated next to you or those here to celebrate you today and lock this picture in your mind. Your roots have been cemented here in the Iowa City Community School District, and your wings are ready for takeoff. What you do next is now your call. We're also very proud of you. Mitch Gross, principal of Iowa City West High School, has indicated that the class of 2023 has met the requirements of the State Board of Education and the Iowa City Community School District. On behalf of the Board of Education, it gives me great pleasure to accept the class of 2023. Congratulations.
Keep the applause going because senior Mike Nelson just scored a goal. We're up 1-0. Good job, Michael. All right. I'm incredibly proud and grateful to work not just with 3 stellar assistant principals, but 3 outstanding educators. Liz Bruning, Jenny Eustace, and Maureen Head keep me on my toes each and every day. They have almost 50 years of teaching experience, and that in and of itself is a rarity for an administrative team. I could not do this job without them, and I'm so very blessed to have them. Here to read the names of the 2023 graduates are Ms. Bruning, Ms. Eustace, and Ms. Head.
All right, the moment we've all been waiting for. All right, our first graduate, Asma Abeker. El Fateh Abeker. Cora Noel Abbas. Abdelrahman Khalid Abdallah. Abdelrahman Sidamed Abdallah. Ahmed Abdul Majid. Nice. It's a good one. Hana Abu Alewa. Anita Acharji. Ridiman Acharya. Ala Ahmed. Lena Tarig Tagasir Ahmed. Joseph Oluwafemi Alarape. It still counts. Paige Rogers Albright. Jack Alden. Adam Sadiq Ali. Khalid Ali. Lena Sultan Ali. River Alu. Abdullah Mohammed Abdullah Al-Maghzoub. Tabian Al-Maghzoub. Jumana El-Tom. Amnazo Alutha. Nathan James Anderson. Shriman Ramanujam Arvamadan. Good job. Alex Joseph Arns. Janelle Elaine Avala. Not yet. Not yet. One more. One more. Hasey Naomi Ayala. Now. Aiden Scott Babka. Ayman Omar Bakit. Megan Lynn Riley Barnes. Robin James Barton. Jacob J. Baum. Madison Kate Bierman. Finley Kate Bevilacqua. Biswas Bitari. Olivia Boglin. Raekwon Martavius Brown. Cole Brandt Brucksport. Zachary James Buckholtz. Abdelhadi Abdelmonim Buder. Derek Edward Bittner. Samara Miracle Burnett. Gabrielle Laura Page Burns. Antoine Butler. Vianney Yvette Calderon Stubbs. Jordan Navarez Caparone. Emily Carbajal. Creed Orion Carson. Adriana Kosovic. Mara Suzanne Kaler. Kanaya Kiana Chambers. Nathan Shi Chen. Seth Todd Cheney. Fanshua Chung. William Cheng. Andre Daniel Cherescu. Kyle Chi. L. Brianne Christensen. Maya Chu. Brian Chung. Abram Isaiah Coyaguazo. Trayvon Evie Coney. Kylan Crittenden. Braylon Ann Crow. Lena Mohammed Dahab. Henry Alexander Dye. Abhinav Damodaran. Elias Michael Davis. Gabrielle Davis. Morgan Marie Davis. Sion Michelle Davis. Ella Mary DeYoung. Tess Lillian DeGrazia. Grace Karen DeLowery. Jacob Daniel Denninger. Carson Tyler DeSaulniers. Sanket Shriram Deshpande. Sophia Dayak. Ibrahim Diallo. James Henry Dickens. Tori Lance Dickerson. Hayden Dillon. Afi Nice. TJ Donovan. Alice Doreska. Wyatt Dotson. Heidi Dew. Scylla Dennis Duran. Emily Maria Elizalde. Mohammed El Najib. Awa Ilola. Bilal Ilola. Mohanad El Safi. Firas El Sheikh. Minu Ahmad. Sara Shital, engineer. Gabriella Catherine Esch. Jonathan Fun. TJ Lamont Weiss. Alexandra Valerio. Aviva Denise Frere. Lanaya Monique Franklin. Carter Bradley Friedoff. Mitchell Franklin Fry. Sierra Josephine Frisvold. Abdul Gado. Rayan Galal. James Joseph Gannon. Emma Darling Genkinger. Gracie Marie Genkinger.
Julian Oluwayemi Ezekiel Gentilomo. Kaylee Grace Gibson. Catherine Chloe Gibson. Gleason, I'm sorry. Mason Isaac Goodale. Ryan Bradley Goodman. Sylvia Faye Goodnow. Sachiko Goto. Ava Sophie Graff. Emma Sue Graff. Elena Ann Greenlee. Camille Grace Gretter. Zola Janine Gross. Madeline Michelle Greeter. Alyssa Jasmine Hagiwara. Mayasa Khalid Hamid. Ahmed Haroon. Dakota Ryder Harris. Olivia Grace Harris. Imani Sam Het. Ava Elise Helskove. Esil Ahmed Hedjo. Benjamin Michael Hofer. Claire Catherine Hollenbeck. Benjamin Alexander Urkad. Kevi Huen. Kojali Mohammed Ibrahim. Khalud Mohammed Ibrahim. Nora Ibrahim. Shema Mohammed Ahmed Ibrahim. Wad Ibrahim. Christian Isaiah Janis. Jarong Jin. Brennan Robert Johnson. Luke Michael Johnson. Lydia Marie Jones. Sean Caree Jones. Eva Colleen Jordan. Francisco Jose Francisco. Arden Williams Kalnins. Krisha Kapoor. Helen Barbara Kearney. Thomas William Keene. Sierra Marie Keeney. Drew William Kellogg. Jasavion Kelly. Thomas Douglas Kearns. Arya Hussein Khalil. Damian Kim. Alexa Kelly King. Luna Knox. Fatma Kamal Komi. Sadie Ann Koski. Greta K. Krasky. Tank Kupachi. Israel Kuta. Manasseh Kuta. Wesley Charles Lair. Hemani Tirith Leroya. Owen Scott Larson. Justin Lin. Anish Lode. FJ Eugenia Lopez. Hannah Lopez. Melanie Ashley Lopez Vasquez. Jaylene Lisette Lopez Aguilera. Mona Liuang. Exose Kiakanda Lusolo. Zainab Hatem Magoob. Shivi Menengi. Hassan Nasir Manzoor. Diego Marcos Raimundo. J. Sofia Mascardo. Hannah Matsumoto. Lily Margaret McCarriger. James Deuce McClanahan. Carter Andrew McLaughlin. Emma Grace McMahon. Emma Ione McPierce. Shariah I'm Unique Meeks. Azucena Mendez Perez. Micael Meneses. Wendy Main. Leonard Victor Merkel. Alexis Alfredo Meza. Olivia Dawn Milks. Aubrey Noel Miller. Grace Lee Miller. Jaden Akazi Minor 90. Elaf Omar Mohammed. Ayman Mubarak Abdurrahman Mohammed. Hussein Elsir Hamza Mohammed. Yasin Babakar Mohammed. Mohammed Awadal Karim Mohammed. Trey Anderson Montgomery. Devontae Jaquan Morris. Huwaida Abdulmajid Musa. Cooper Gregory Myers. Alexis Marie Nash. Jessica Faith Naman. Ella Grace Nelson. Laura Jane Nelson. Luis Arnaldo Nevarez. Paige Elizabeth Neerling. Yasmin Adil Noor. Lena Mohammed Nurul Daim. Destoni Chimanga Tumba.
Paul Wayne Larson Odie. Christina Ojangbe Kuznetoba. Willow Sue Olson. Moonzir Omar. Keiko Mia Ono Fullard. Asher Michael Overhold. Seth Allen Overton. Jakari Karan Owens. Now Danielle Oya. Audrey Elise Parrish. Lincoln Cahalan Paulson. Jack Paxton. Shawnee Monique Regina Payton. Stephanique Latiana Perkins. Leonardo John Perniciero. Carolyn Louise Pierce. Grant Anthony Podaski. Andrew Edmund Polgreen. Vivian Ruth Polgreen. Andrew Michael Putoff. Melena Lee Prelli. Lillian Marie Prohaska. Anna Jo Prouty. Eliezer Pululu Kanyanga. Pamela Quintero Rodriguez. Cameron J. Raridan. Teresa Raimundo Cobo. Aman Reddy. Ava Catherine Reed. Harrison Keith Reimers. Angel Ocean Ravelas Poindexter. Soraya Jade Richmond. Pedro Carlos Rivera Ramirez. Jade Marie Roger. Jada Nicole Rost. Rosalind Rubio. Bryn Stoyer Russell. Eliana Marie Sanchez. Jared Javier Sanchez. Sumela Sanogo.
Mama, we made it.
Adriana Rose Santini. Garrison Thurman Schomburger. William Ronald Lawler Shao. Tatiana Nina Schmidt. Caitlin Ann Schmidt Rundell. Annie Schwartz. Ella Jordan Scott. Zoe Eunice Scott. Ashley Ju Sa. Tyler Jacob Sievert. Masood Shah. Musawir Shah. Ahmed Altaib Sharif. Jaden Jaekyung Shin. Lydia Zien Shin. Catherine Ann Chopa. Mustafa Mohammed Babakar Sidamed. Brady Robert Simcox. Ava Elizabeth Smithy. Jade Ashton Spiker. Helenepa Manhattan Stevens. Amelia May Stevens. Ego Sacer Brittany Soule. Mohana Sankara. Rachel Elizabeth Swack. Tazreen Haq Teba. Mina Mary Tate. Carson Patrick Tegenemt. Tamaya Lynn Tehran. Kara Juwan Thomas. Rosemary Beth Timmer Hackert. Brian Aquilino Torres Castro. Carlo Nizoni Tran. Ariane Tullis. Nina Dawn Turnblom. Anijah Ashanti Shamoni Turner. Melissa Evram Uch. Natalie Marie Ermy. Aiden Connor Van Eideking. Mason Carba Van Wanning. Ryan Franklin Vanderleest. Courtney Trace Vest. Parker James Vick. Evan Joseph Villarreal. Anel Vukovic. Helena Mulenda Wakalala. Ava Malia Wadalove. Derek Kyle Way. Alicia Mariah June Walker. Macy Ann Walker. Jingyi Wang. Nami Wong. Bonaire Wankana Masengu. Hiba Ibrahim War. Ready? Corey Watson. Nathan Jeffrey Weimer. Sophia Xia Wells Liu. Ephraim Taylor West. Eric Tomas Almen Whitaker. Lauren Ethan Wolf. Miles James Wood. John Stephen Woodward. Horan Wu. Monib Luai Abulgasim Yagub. Catherine Shiwan Yang. Jenny Zhang. Dekayla Alicia Zims. Dakota Zerker.
At this time, we will sing the West High Alma Mater Hymn to the Green and Gold under the direction of David Haas and featuring all of the senior members of the West High Choir Program and the West High Orchestra. Congratulations to the Westside class of 2023. Once the recessional begins, graduates will be dismissed by rows and will proceed back to the field house. From there, they'll exit the front entrance of the arena. At that point, families may find their graduate outside the arena for pictures. Graduates, please stand for the ceremonial turning of the tassel. At this time, please turn your tassel from right to left and give it up for the Iowa City West graduating class of 2023. Mr. Welch, play him out.